Hey YouTube, got another video review for you today. Well, I say a review, this is more of an installation. This is pretty much the beginning of a review, and we'll come back and make a second video at a later date to see how this thing works and if it saves me any money on my electric bill or whatever. But I just wanted to go ahead and kind of show you the pamphlet and show you how I have this thing installed on my electric panel, and pretty much just run through a few things of what it claims that it'll do. It says right here, it says lower your electric bill, increase the life of your appliances and motors, and protect your home from power surges. So, you know, all that sounded really good to me, and I thought, well, let's give it a shot. And, you know, I reached out to Glenn. He is the, I guess, the owner of the company or whatever, and down there in Lake Okeechobee, Florida. And he sent me one of these out. I told him what I was going to do is test it, and you know, that's pretty much what I do is test products for you guys. And so I'll just go ahead and tell you, there's going to be no skin off my back. You know, if this thing works out, great. If it doesn't, you know, hey, then it's no big deal. So anyways, I will say, you know, that I think it'll go ahead. I really believe that it'll work, because there is got to be like 50 videos on YouTube saying, hey, this thing's the bomb. So I don't think all these people would be wrong about this product. You know, I guess it could be possible. Only time will tell. So I'm going to show you how I've got the thing hooked up. And sorry, the place is a mess. This is my laundry room and storage room just off the kitchen. And just wanted to show you how I've got this thing hooked up. So this is the Electric Saver 1200, and as you can see, it comes in like an indoor-outdoor weatherproof box, and you can mount it several different ways. Some people mount them out there at their air conditioning units or their sprinkler systems where they have an electric pump or whatever. And you know, I don't really have any of that stuff, and so I thought, well, I'll just mount mine here in the electrical box. Now, I do have the air conditioner, but I thought, well, I'm not no electrician. I'm just going to mount this thing as simple as I possibly can. And so I'm just going to show you how I done it, so you don't have to look at like 25 videos and try to figure out what's what, and people's telling you different crap. I called Glenn at Electric Saver 1200, and you know, he told me how to hook it up. And plus, I read through the pamphlet, and everything seems to be great. So first things first, I've got block in here, and so I wanted to mount it right here close to the electrical panel. And you know, I could have come in anywhere down through here on the side with the knockouts, or I could have come through at the top. There's one or two that's opened up there, but I thought, well, you know, I'll just mount it right here, and that way it'll be easy to get to in case I ever have to replace it. And one thing before I forget, this thing does come with a 20-year warranty. So if it does go out, you have any problems with it, you just send the old one back and they'll replace it. So that is pretty cool. So first things first, I didn't open the box. I'd love to show you what's on the inside, but I would assume that it's some sort of capacitor or whatever on the inside of here. I couldn't open it because it's riveted closed. Maybe one day, you know, I'll open it up, but I'm pretty sure that would void the warranty on it or whatever. Maybe I could, you know, in the next video or something, I could get Glenn to, you know, send me a picture of what's on the inside. I don't know if it would, you know, if he would be willing to show somebody that. You know, I don't want to ruin his business or whatever by showing what's on the inside of these boxes, but you know, it is what it is. So anyways, like I said, I gotta say it's probably some sort of a capacitor or whatever. But so when you get the box, this hose right here is not connected, and so what you do is you just take the 3 wires that comes out of this box, and you just fish them down through the hose here, and then you push them out this little fitting, and then you just tighten that little jam nut down, and you know, you run your wires into your box. Now, before you start any of this stuff, make sure you go to your main breaker and just turn it off in here, or you can just turn it off outside before it comes into the house. Either way, but just be careful. Just know that those live wires that are coming in right there are still hot. So if you touch those, even with the main turned off, you're still going to be knocked for a flip. So, don't try to sue me or anything for this video, because I'm not liable. But anyways, I'll go ahead and tell you, I watched several videos, and finally I just had to break down and call Glenn, because some of the people that were hooking these up were giving out misinformation, and that kind of pisses me off, because I hate having to do something twice. And so I had thought that I would need to add another breaker to this box, because one of the guys who did an installation video pretty much said, hey, you need to go out and buy you another breaker and stick in there just to hook this box up. Well, that's not true. I spoke directly with Glenn, and he said the way that I could hook it up would be, yes, I could go out and buy an extra breaker if I wanted to, but he said there's no need. You could go ahead and just piggyback off the breaker that's in there already being used. The only qualification that it has to have is it has to be between 20 and 30 amp breaker, and it has to be a double pole. And so you can see what I did. You can see that there's a red wire going in, and then a black wire above it, and then right above on the second pole there's a red wire and a white wire, and they're both going all into that same breaker. 4 wires going into one breaker. And so that's the proper way to hook it up. And when you've got it hooked up the proper way, the green light will come on right here, and you can see it. Yeah, nice and bright light. And so I know that that's the correct way. Now, after I turned it on, I did hear a little bit of a humming. It wasn't loud at all, just a slight hum. You could just barely hear it. And anyways, so you won't get much noise out of this thing. Now, before I jump too far ahead, I sat there and showed you where the 2 red wires go. And I showed you that they hook into the dual pole breaker, 20 to 30 amp. But then you've got a green wire that comes out right here that goes up, and you want to hook it. Sorry, I've got a shelf right here in the way. But you want to just hook it into the grounding block right there. You can see all the bare copper wires. You know that that's the ground for the electrical panel. So you just hook the green wire into the ground block, and then, like I said, you'll come over here and hook the red wires in with the white and black wire on that 30 amp dual pole breaker. So it's really simple to hook up. Literally, you can hook this thing up in 5 minutes or less. And it takes literally longer to put the Tapcon screws into the box, to put it in the block, than it does to hook this thing up. So anyways, there's not a whole lot that I can really say on this product yet, just because I just hooked it up. And so I'm not going to try and make any false claims and say, hey man, this thing really works, it saved me $100 in one day. No, that ain't the way it works. This product, it takes some time to save a substantial amount of money. Every one of the videos that I watched pretty much said that they saved anywhere from like 10%. Some of these people were claiming 30. I think one person even said like 35-40%. So I thought that was crazy, but hey, if you can save it, then more power to you. And literally, no pun intended. But so anyways, we're gonna see how this thing works and see if it has any problems. And I'm gonna start monitoring my electric bill. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's going to be really hard to tell and test this thing, because, every month is different from this year to last year. One year you might have a colder winter than last year. And so, then maybe this year. And so, your electric bills are not going to be the same, but you can kind of tell, you know, if it drops down a few bucks, you can tell that if it's a little bit less or not. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I'm not going to try to get all scientific on you guys and start doing all this mathematics to decide if I saved 10 or 15% on my electric bill. I'm just not going to do it. But I just wanted to show you how it hooks up. And yes, before all you electricians look at this and say, oh man, that looks like a sloppy job, I'm going to turn the power back off and I'm going to zip tie this up and make it look a little nicer. And, you know, but hey guys, literally 3 wires. You can have this thing hooked up and start saving some money. And so it is what it is. So just bear with me. I'll come back in a few months and make a follow-up video to this thing, and we'll see just exactly what it does. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, if you look around my house, you see all kinds of different things that I've done to try to save money. I mean, one being right here across from my electrical panel. I wrapped the hot water heater in insulation, and you know, I tried to seal up all of the gaps around the house. You know, there's where the exhaust pipe is for the hot water heater. And so, you know, anywhere where you can seal out any cracks and all that kind of stuff, that really does help you. Another thing is I've replaced the weather stripping around the doors, because over time it wears out, it gets brittle. You can buy a piece of weather stripping for like $4 or $5. So that's pretty cheap insurance. So everything you can do to cut down on your electric bill, I'm going to try it. You know, I've got this ugly light fixture here in the kitchen. And before, it would, whenever you would be in here with the lights on, it would get so freaking hot. You couldn't stay in here. So I switched all the bulbs out to LED. And so, yeah, it made a big difference in how hot the kitchen is. And just keep in mind, whenever, you know, you've got an electronic that gets hot, then you're just, it's wasting a lot of energy. So those old type of bulbs are really, really bad. So make sure you try to get you some LEDs, because they use a lot less power. And if you can keep from turning your air conditioner as cold and just turn a fan on, that can save you on your electric bill. And these fans here are from Fanimation, and they're rated as some of the most efficient fans on the market. Plus they have LED lights in them. And if you have recessed lighting, you can put the LED bulbs in there as well, and it really helps. And let's see, I had some wall sconces. Before, they were like an ugly old brass color, and I replaced it with these high quality lights, and they're LED as well. And so that really helps. And as far as the other rooms, I've replaced and put an LED light here in the hallway, another LED light here in the master bathroom. These are from High Quality. And there's an LED bulb in that recessed light. And then I replaced the vanity light with an LED lights. And so I've done the same thing all throughout the house. So, you know, it really does pay off. My electric bill's not real bad. It's usually $150 or less. And so here's another Fanimation fan. And right here you can see that I've replaced the wall sconces here in the bedroom, and they're LED. And for some people, they're like, LEDs don't get very bright. Yeah, right. They get very bright, and they use a lot less power. And so it is what it is. So anyways, guys, one other thing that I can tell you made a really big difference in saving you some money on your electric bill is if you have one of those pull down attic doors that has the ladder that comes down, you need to seal that up, because I can go ahead and tell you, you're wasting a lot of electricity, because it's going up and out through those holes. And so I've got another YouTube video that basically shows how to take and buy one of those attic tent products, and it basically just seals that hole up and it makes a seal around there, so there's no more drafts that can get in or out, and you're saving money on your electric bill. I could definitely tell a difference in that product for sure. So anyways, guys, all these little things add up, and one thing to always remember is to keep your HVAC filter nice and clean. And I always suggest to use the thin filters, the cheapies, because if you use those thick ones, it's going to be harder on your air conditioner to have to suck that air through there, and it's going to cause your motors to have to work harder to suck that air in there. And every HVAC guy I've ever talked to has always told me to make sure to use the cheap filters. And right now it's fall time, so I like my house a little cold. I've got it set to 68 with the heat on. So I like to be cold when I get in bed at night. It just helps me sleep better. But anyways, if you adjust your thermostat and do some of these little tips that I've shared with you about as far as saving energy, you can watch your electric bill definitely go down. And I'm hoping that this Energy Saver 1200 will be a product that I can rave about as well, and hopefully it'll save some money on my electric bill. And so make sure whenever you get this thing all wired up and get the wires down here all zip tied and or cut down to the desired length, that you just take and put your panel back on, and make sure you don't pinch any wires or any of that when you screw the thing in. Make sure all the wires are tucked in nice and tidy, so you don't have any problems. So all right, guys, that's the end of the video. Sorry I couldn't be more informative as far as how much this thing saves, but I'll keep an eye out on my electric bill, and I'll try to make an update video here in the next few months, and talk to you guys later. If there's a product that you'd like to see me do a video review on, please put it in the description, or in the in the comments, and I'll put a link for Energy Saver 1200 in the description, and you can give those guys a call. And please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Now, if you're interested in the Fanimation fans, I have videos on those as well, and a video on the attic tent. And so just look through my videos. I'll try to link them all to this video, and I'd appreciate it if you watched and liked those. So have a good one, guys. Talk to you guys later, and have a good day.